I have to start by asking you about obviously the big headline out of CBC today, and that is the dismissal of Evan Solomon. What can you tell us about who knew what and when at the CBC regarding this matter?
Well, Tom, you know that I'm not in a position where I can actually discuss this case in an open way. What we have told the world today, well, actually yesterday, is that through information that we got on Monday and additional information and details that came out of our own review, well, we know there was a breach of our conflict interest and ethics policies, of our journalistic standards, and we moved extremely quickly and decisively because Canadians have to trust the integrity of our journalism, and that's the announcement that we made yesterday.
Prior to this week, did you know that Evan Solomon was brokering art sales?
I read, if the question is, Hubert, did you know? The answer is no, I did not. I was told, I read like everybody else that in April 2015, information came to us in a disclosure format because these are processes we have. This is actually about robust processes at CBC Radio Canada. The information there, as per the public statements we made, indicated that he was not involved in he was a silent partner in a business with an art broker and his wife, and the information that we now have seems to be not that one, and that led us to the investigation that the review that we did and the conclusion that we came to.
So you had to take his word for it. Is it good enough to take the word of an employee in a case like this?
Well, I mean, in situations where people tell us in the context of disclosures that are in important processes, this is all about understanding our policies, our practices. The answer is yes. I think that we trust the people that once they understand the environment in which they are, we go with their word.
Given the current climate at CBC in these post-Gomeshi days, do you think that management was rigorous enough in trying to suss out whether this was an issue with Evan Solomon being involved in the art brokerage?
Again, I don't want to get into the details of what happened because that's going to be for the next weeks to unfold. The only thing I think, Tom, is important is that Canadians saw the public broadcaster, react extremely quickly and decisively to information that came to us on Monday, and Tuesday evening we made an announcement on that.
But how concerned are you that an incident like this impacts negatively on the brand, the trust, the tradition at the CBC of solid journalism?
That's exactly why we moved, Tom, so quickly, because after the review, after the information we got and the additional details that came out of our review, we needed to do this extremely quickly because we wanted to protect those things you just referred to.
Mr. Solomon's dismissal was abrupt. Is that a signal that there's a zero tolerance now at the CBC for this kind of thing?
There's always been a zero tolerance, and this is just an example of a situation where
But has there been zero tolerance in the past? Well, is that true to say?
The answer is zero tolerance, yes. Have we had situations with that before? I don't know. But in the environment in which we are, particularly after Canadians and us, we were challenged by the Rubin report, by the recommendations that came out of Madame Rubin. All the actions we took from there on is about protecting and supporting the integrity of the content and of the journalism that we make. And yesterday's announcement was exactly with that goal in mind.
And the Rubin report is the report that followed up on the Gomeshi situation. Does it bother you that an outside organization like the Toronto Star is once again telling you about a problem employee at the CBC?
Well, it all depends what the trigger is. In the same way that we run stories and we investigate based on information that comes to us, some information came to us, that triggered a review, but that also was part of the processes that we have. We have, at CBC Radio Canada, policies that people have to, on a yearly basis, adhere to and go back and read, and we believe in the processes that we have.
Are you concerned, or do you think there's a need for a specific plan to deal with how this might have impacted the trust that Canadians have in the journalism at CBC?
Well, we hope that the Canadians, we hope that Canadians will find one thing from how we acted yesterday. Again, the information came into us on Monday. We reviewed it. We did our own review. And on Tuesday evening, less than 48 hours after, a decision was made, an announcement was made too.